I believe we all have a narrative. A narrative is a sequence of actions and events that create our lives. And each story is one of those sequences. It's one of those actions or events. So if you look at an epic poem like Ulysses, who was traveling for years and years and years and had all of these adventures, the narrative was he was never wanted to stop traveling. He always wanted to keep going to the horizon. And each adventure became a different story. The movie Revenant, where the fur trapper loses his son is taken and kidnapped away, and he spends the rest of the movie traveling 300 miles chasing the people that took his son. Okay, so that's the narrative, is I'm going to find my son. That's my quest, that's my goal. But all these adventures he had along the way, when he got attacked by the bear, when he got attacked by Indians, all those are stories. So imagine your product. Your product is on a journey. Your product is your hero, because the hero encounters obstacles and challenges and has to solve things for your customers and has to create a benefit for your customers and has to do something good for your customer set. So your product is your hero, and it's on a journey. So what stories can we learn, hear about, and then tell and retell to keep that product alive and invigorated in your customer set? So that's why we take things like case studies. We feed those back into the next brand story. We will take feedback from product engineers and analysts and that type of thing and feed that into this brand story. So it's this constant recycling of information and retelling of the story over and over and over as that product's on its journey. First of all, no one's really going to buy anything unless you've got a great story, right? And story sort of unites us all. People have been telling stories since the beginning of time. So having a great story to tell supports your sales and your marketing and the perception you have or you want to have in your marketplace. So for instance, when I think of Virgin, I think of a totally different story and a totally different brand, and I get a certain reaction than I do when I think of General Electric. It's a different story, it's a different feeling, it's a different brand. And so if you look at Virgin, it's a very good example. No matter what enterprise Sir Richard Branson turns to, you already know what it's going to be like. It's going to be classy, it's going to be fun, it's going to be something it's going to be appealing and entertaining to you. And so that he takes that brand, that story with him wherever he goes. The audiences, we need to tell the story, the brand story too, are of course the customers, but also the people that influence the customers. So we have media, analysts, bloggers, pundits, that type of thing, investors, partners, resellers, whoever needs to hear about your brand that's in that chain, we would want to tell that story too. And so what happens is we have to be very careful to take the same story to different audiences across different media. What makes a story great? That's a great question. Two things have to happen, I think. You have to have an interesting hero, right? So if you look at most stories, there's the anti-hero, the loser who that overcomes and wins, or someone who learns to become brave, or learns bravery, and so you have a compelling lead character. And then it's the journey that character takes. So if we were to put it into technology terms, you have a compelling product that's unique and different, and you've got to position it that way. So that's where your branding comes in. And where do you want that product to go? And where are you going to take it? And what problems is it going to solve? And what obstacles is it going to overcome on its journey? And that creates the story arc for that particular product. So the elements of story are really character and action.